Announce what we're doing here. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Yolanda Lidwa. Hey, Janelle. Hey, Yvonne. How are you? Charles got some more money.
Thank you, Diggers.
Uh-huh. Okay, you're welcome. For her, I'm saying it for her.
Thank you, Diggers.
You're welcome, Rasher. And Desolata. Hello, Johnny. How's it going?
We have 2,000. Last time your number said you
Okay, and Desolata has her money, and this is for good grades. Okay, you're welcome. Okay, you're welcome. Well, I'm not feeling better from my little fall, but you know, hey, next week I'll be better. Hello, Marie Claude. How are you? How are you doing? So, okay. Yes, okay, Angela. It's been a long day. Very long day. Okay, and tomorrow we're gonna go over the other stuff. Okay, good. Yeah, so everything's moving along here. We got a bunch of stuff to go. Hey, let's go see the what's happening outside. Yeah, thank you, Johnny. I appreciate that. I hope so too. Hold on. So Messina is finishing the quilt for the Strawberry Lodge. We have people coming in tonight, so they need a cover on the bed. So that looks really nice, good. And then you know what? You need to pick out with a needle, right? With a pin to get the corners. It looks really nice. So that's our strawberry quilt. Look at the cute little strawberries. I bought a bunch of fabric in
I'll
Japan.
get this tomorrow.
Okay.
Take good care of it.
Okay, I will. All right, so the dog's got a bath. The dogs are nice and clean. I know, doesn't it look cute, Andrea? It's gonna be even nicer when it's all laid out on the bed, and I'll show what it looks like later. I have to go through and do a new video update of all the different lodges because they do look different. We've done a little bit of work on all of them. Joe, what's up? Hello, hello. Good, how are you? You having some candy?
Yes.
All right, so update on the jumbo fruit structures. Oh, look, oh, the clean boys are following me around. How did you guys know I left? I can smell you a mile away. You smell nice. Laura brought some dog shampoo for them. They smell nice. Come here. Hello, hello. How's it going? Are you finished?
Yeah, we're just trying to finish inside,
Okay.
making more smoke.
Let us see.
But the apple finished, we are waiting for the trains.
I'm just closing that up there. Hey, Diana, good morning. See how fast? This one went fast, you guys.
Exactly.
This one went really, really fast.
Even Mr. Maxwell was saying the same thing. Hey, these guys, this time around.
Yeah, and this
They're
one's gonna,
fast.
this will be even faster, you know?
Yeah, I think tomorrow we're going to finish inside.
Okay, great. Hopefully Kim gets the paint soon. And they haven't really done much more on this. Hey, you look like you're in a cage. Come on. But that's looking good. We got the truck is still here. They're here for a third night. I don't know, maybe another night after that. I don't know, but they're staying another night for sure. And we have other people arriving today. We have a family of 4 arriving today. And this next month, or you know, for the next few days, it's going to start to get busy. We have a lot of people that are going to be staying here. Through booking.com, I have a lot of reservations. There's some volunteers that we have coming in. There's a lot going on. So, oh wait, look. Look. Oh, we got walls. We got walls forming. It's just like a motorhome. It actually, Janelle got a tour. Janelle happened to be on the phone with me when he said we could go and look around. So Janelle got the tour. It's not any different than any motorhome. What makes it different are some of the amenities. It has a very nice shower. It has a washing machine. I think the biggest difference, I think it's that it can live off grid, or you can stay off grid in that for a very long time. It has a lot of water storage, a lot of gasoline storage, and you can go off-road. You can go on sand. So he's done some sand, I guess, you know, dune riding, I guess, in that thing on the sand. It was incredible. He showed me a video. It was amazing, that thing, how it handles sand. So I think that's the difference. But it didn't look any bigger than a motorhome to me. It was just, it's very, very high off the ground. Those jumbo tires, I think, is what really makes it look so huge. And the fact that it just has a lot of storage area for, oh, and it had a king-size bed. Had a huge bed in there. And like a queen size. The other one, there's, you know, where the dining room is, there's a dining room table, kind of like, you know, other motorhomes where you put the table down and you can make another bed. So it has a king size bed and a queen size bed. Oh, hello, Lulu. Yeah, a lot of water storage. It has, oh yeah, and there's storage for an ATV. He did say that. But he doesn't have an ATV, he has 2 bicycles in there. That's right, there's storage for an ATV. And what else, Jeanette? It has a solar, so it's solar powered. It has a lot of, like, kind of a bunch of cool features. But, yeah, I was expecting to be much larger on the inside. I've seen motorhomes that have more space on the inside. I love getting tours of people's motorhomes. So whenever I'm camping, I always ask for, you know, oh, can I see what your motorhome looks like on the inside? And I've always thought that I'd buy a big motorhome and, you know, travel around in it. But the more I see them, the more they're just too big and bulky. Like, I just think it's easier just to take a tent and, you know, have your car and be able to get more places. And the gas, also, cost of gas and some of these things, it's just crazy. I don't think I'd, you know, want to spend that much money for gasoline either. But it's a cool looking vehicle for sure. Hey, thanks for the gift, Lulu. Oh yeah, it has a whole alarm system, that's right. He has like cameras on the outside and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, I think you could probably live in that thing for like what, Janelle, you think I'd probably a week off grid? Oh, it has 2 refrigerators, but they're small. Like usually motorhomes have 1, you know, kind of small refrigerator. This has 2 small refrigerators. So it has enough, you know, you could have additional food. Maybe a couple weeks, you could probably live in that thing off grid. I gotta ask him. I'm gonna ask him how long he can live off grid in that with, you know, water and food and all that kind of stuff. But that wasn't that really cool shot of them in the desert, huh? The car in the desert, or that truck in the desert was really nice. Well, you can imagine what that truck cost. Oh, Janelle, I don't know if you were on here when I was talking to Maxwell, that this is going to be the largest building in Cape Maclear. Or if any of you heard that when I was on earlier. Largest structure in Cape Maclear. Is this better? Is that better, guys? Okay. So I asked them for 5, 10, 15, 20-year plans and never got it. Like, what do they see for the future of this community? Nothing. Never came back to me with anything. Good. That's better. So I'm just plodding along, just doing what I think that they're going to need in the future. You know, a bigger market, a bigger a vocational school, because there isn't one now. Charlie's taking care of the elementary school, and they need a public or a boarding school, you know, or a secondary school, better than one they have. But you know, they have one, and I can't. That's something else right now. We don't have the land for it, and you know, if they want to give us land to do it, then I would. But since they haven't, I'm not going to bother. Right? If they're not getting back to us. Because we said, you know, I'll build it, but I'm not going to pay for the land. You should give us land for that. I shouldn't have to pay for everything. The playground, that's going to be, I already have a spot for that's right in back of the market. And, you know, in front of Chipatso, between Chipatso and the market is going to be a playground area. That's definitely on the list. Definitely. So, you know, the playground is a priority, you know. If somebody gave me the money, I'd do it right now. Honestly, you know, it's just a matter of like, should I put money into a playground or into building this market and bakery? We already got half the money for the market bakery, so somebody already came up with, you know, the organization where we got the grant, they came up with half. So, you know, I'm going to finish that project, and then, you know, we got money for the recycling center, so I'm going to finish that. I'll probably have to put some of my money into that as well, but at least, you know, we got a start on it. But, you know, I haven't gotten anything towards the playground, so it's like I'm not really going to go there right now. We have a lot of other stuff to do, but that is a priority for sure. And these kids are just hanging out. They're not doing anything all day. They're on break right now, and they're just all sitting in front of Chipatso, not doing anything. We have 6 kids in the, 6, 7, 10 kids in the tutoring program for this month. There are 10 kids doing that. So, so that's good. And those were kids that were not doing well. Almost all, we had so many kids A's and B's, and then it went D, D, and then a lot of the kids, even though they were A, B, they weren't doing well in either math or English. Like, they were doing very well in all the other classes, but math and English, they were struggling. So we've taken those kids and put in this program. Oh yeah, they're not thinking about the future. How can they? They don't, I mean, why would they? You know, they don't have the means to think about the future. You know, that's not, they're saying, oh, you know, we need to put, you know, $5 aside every month, you know, to do this in the future. No, they don't even have the $5 to put aside. They don't have a dollar to put aside. I mean, it's just like struggling day to day just to put food on the table. So they don't have any way of thinking about, okay, well, hey, you know, have this land and we're going to build a market and then we're going to build a bigger market. Like, no, they're barely getting by, everybody here. It's a very sad state of affairs. I think, Messina, do you know how much money the tour guides make?
It just depends.
It depends. I guess they get tips too occasionally, so and it depends on how many tourists are here. And about the fishermen, do you know how much fishermen make?
It also depends.
Like about approximately.
They can make 200,000 or 300,000 a day.
A day?
Yeah,
What? Per day?
yeah.
But then they may not work, maybe that's like once a month?
Yeah, maybe once a month or a week on a month.
Say that? I didn't understand that last one. So they make 200,000 going out fishing, but that may be just once a month. So 200,000 is like 150, 100, no, 100, what? $130? About, I think $130 a month. And that's a lot of money here. That's a good salary here. And they're supporting big families. Some of those fishermen are younger, so they're spending it on women and booze, but majority, you know, of the fishermen are families supporting families. Actually, that's what Kim's dad used to do. And then physically, he couldn't do it anymore. He was struggling physically to do that. He couldn't do it anymore. So now he just does the farming. And now Kim is kind of, you know, helping out, and Angela helps out the family. But yeah, it's rough here. It is rough. If anybody is new on here and has any questions or wants information about the project, what we're doing, maybe I'll just give some information. This is a nonprofit organization. We have a nonprofit license. It's called a community-based organization. CBO is the type of license we have, so we can only operate in Cape Maclear. We can't operate outside of this community. And we have 74 kids in the program that are either sponsored for education or nutrition or both. We have kids that are ranged from college to nursery school. We're always looking for sponsorship for kids, for education and for nutrition. If you're interested, send me a message and I'll give you more information about that. We also support single mothers. We give jobs to single mothers. If anybody's interested, that's $50 a month to support a single mother. You know, that helps a lot. And the single mothers that live, that work here also are provided 2 meals a day. They also get breakfast and lunch with the kids that are in the nutrition program. So that helps them out tremendously. And we hire the mothers of the kids that are in our program to just help, you know, help them out. And what else? What else? What else is going on? Oh, Lulu, can you do me a big favor and edit the part where we gave the money to those kids? Because I need that for TikTok to post that and tag the sponsors. No, the playground is a priority. I mean, it is, you know. It's on my mind. If somebody ever said, hey, I have, you know, $6,000 for you to do something with it, I would probably, maybe before, I don't know, maybe for the playground. That's how much it's going to cost us to do it. That's how much the large plastic playgrounds are. Laura saw one when she was in, I think it was Lilongwe. When Laura was there, she saw the big playground structure, and that's what I think we would get and just have it all delivered in one piece. Can't do metal here. It's too hot. I wouldn't want to do wood. Too many splinters. I don't want kids getting splinters. So I think I would stick with like a big plastic and build some kind of a tarp thing over it, or, you know, like a bamboo shelter thing across the top of it so it stays out of the sun. But metal is really not conducive here. It just gets too hot here. But one of those, if the plastic gets hot too, but I think it's probably better than metal. But so if somebody wanted to make a donation for that, that's how much that would cost. And if they paid for the playground equipment, I would pay for the cover on top, you know. So what else? Vocational school, I think is going to be about 40,000 for that structure. I'm in Cape Maclear, Malawi. I'm in a very small country in Africa and a very remote village. I'm 5 hours from the next city. There are 2 cities here, and we are about 5-6 hours away from both of them. We're about equidistance. Plastic and crap. If I put an overhang, I think would be okay. I just think it would be better than metal and wood. Don't you think? The plastic swings, the kids are on those all the time. The ones that you sent, they're on those all the time. Only one cracked. I think it was just because there were kids that were too big to be on there. I think it was a weight issue, not necessarily a heat cracking the plastic issue, to be honest. And those plastic playground sets are very, very durable. I mean, they're really thick plastic. I don't think they would crack from the heat. The only one it cracked here because there was just, you know, some adults were on there. I was like, excuse me, you're a little heavy to be on that swing. It is plastic. But yeah. Oh. I remember being on wood teeter-totters. Sharon, what's up? Yeah, so the vocational school, about 40,000, I'm estimating cost for that. We need equipment. Even if the structure costs us about maybe 10,000, it's still going to be money that we need, about 30,000, to buy equipment to run those vocational schools. If we have a car repair shop, we're going to need tools. If we have, you know, an electronic or a tech center, we're going to need computers. If we have, you know, this, we're going to need that. If we have, you know, it's all going to be equipment mostly that would be used, that other money for that. But, you know, if I build it, they will come, right? Every time, you know, start something, it happens. I'm not worried about it. I just, one day at a time, keep going. Just keep moving forward. And we're still, hopefully, oh, I got to write the guy that I met in Japan about that group from Japan that he said we are going to come in September. September is right around the corner. It's next month. I completely forgot about that group. So let's see what they are interested in doing. I hope if they still are thinking about coming here. Oh, I got to write them. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I live day to day, but I do think about the future. I don't plan my future. I plan the future of the organization. Like, don't ask me what I'm doing in 2 years. I have no idea. I'll be here at Chipatso, I guess. You know. But yeah. You know. One day at a time. But I do plan for Chipatso. I have my goals written down. I have a business plan. I have, you know, things written out. That everybody knows what needs to be done next and what I want done next and how I want it to look and yada, yada, yada. Haven't gotten much of the painting done. I'm kind of really disappointed with myself for that. Janelle knows I had these designs I've had them for 2 years, and this was going to be the year. This was going to be the winter. This is their winter now. During our summers, their winter. This was going to be the time where I was going to paint all of the lodges. Like, I was like, okay, I have 2 months of good weather. I'm going to paint them all, and I've been injured, one injury after the next, then it was too windy, then it was this, then, you know, blah, 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 blah. Then we went hiking, then we did this, and, you know, it's like, I didn't get as much done as I wanted to, but I still have time, and maybe when those volunteers are here, I might put them to work painting. Maybe that's what I'll have them do. They're going to be here for a month, but only 2 weeks, they were going to help tutor kids, and the other 2 weeks, I didn't have any plans for them, so I might put them on painting duty. That might be a way to get that done, because it should be still okay in September. It usually starts getting hot around October, November. It'll start getting too hot to do anything. Yes, they told me when they're going to be here. I think I have it written down, but I think it's around the 21st to the 23rd. That group. The group from Belgium, and then there's another guy that's from, where's he from? England, who was the conservationist who's volunteering at Luande National Park. He's also going to be here, but I haven't heard from him lately, but he said he was going to come through. So we have the French volunteers, the 2 guys that were Marie, who was a bicyclist that came through with her boyfriend, Marie's cousin, and his friend from university. In order to graduate their university, they have to put in a 1 month 1 month of volunteering. So I had to, you know, fill out paperwork from the school. They sent me the, you know, things I had to sign and fill out what they, you know, blah, 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 all the information. So it's like a legit thing they have to complete and do. Oh yeah, it'll be fun to have them here. It'll be really fun. Oh, Messina, I didn't even realize it's already 4:30, 4:37. I didn't realize it was so late. But it's almost finished? All right, good. All right, you know what? You can even just throw it on the bed like that. I'll put the buttonholes on it later.
I already put the buttons for.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay, great. Let's see the finished piece. Wait, come over. Here, I'm going to turn the camera around. Come here, hold it up. Oh, you guys see that she did a watermelon quilt too. She's been rocking out the quilts, which is good because I was tired of doing quilts. I'd done so many of them. Okay, let's see. The finished piece. Oh, it looks great.
Hi, Mama.
Hello. Okay, the watermelon one. That looks beautiful. Has little strawberries on it.
And here's one from Kim.
Oh, Kim paid?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. Here, Fraser, go. Necessities, Fraser. I don't want to see you. Every time I see you, you're wearing new clothes.
Oh, no, this is not.
Okay, go buy necessities. Buy some soap and lotion, okay? Please. All right. Look at that one. Now, this is all individual squares, so this took a long time. How long did you spend on this? 2 weeks? Yeah, it took a long time, but it looks great. That turned out really nice, Messina. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Lola said, great job. Diana said, beautiful. Here, you want to see on here? Here, come here.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
She's looking more pregnant. Now you're starting to look pregnant.
Yeah.
With this month 7?
Yes.
7th month. Woo. Wow. Could barely, whoops. Oh, I had it turn around the, oh, did I turn around the wrong way? You could barely tell when she first started working here. It's so beautiful. She did a good job. She's doing really well with sewing, and hopefully this is what I'm thinking, is that when we have our vocational school, the sewing center, that she will be able to teach there. That's kind of what I'm planning for her, to be a teacher at the vocational school. Now that and she'll learn how to do the overlock when Maya comes. Maya brought 2 overlock machines that I still don't know how to use. So the next time Maya's here, she's going to show us how to use the overlock machines. I'm going to put Messina in charge of that program. So we have a teacher for our first vocational school. And then I'm going to ask one of the other kids I taught to crochet knit if they want to do needle crafts. I mean, they can teach that to people. That'll be another class. So I already have, the ideas are rolling. And then I'm planning on, in the market, we're going to have a gift shop area where items that are made here at Chipatso will be sold, and we'll split 50-50 with the women that are, women that are making the items. We'll do a 50-50 split with them. Because I'm supplying the materials and all that, and Chipatso needs some income coming in from somewhere. If we have different avenues of income, that's what I'm trying to do. We'll have the stage, do events. We have the lodges, we have the restaurant, we're going to have the market, we're going to have the vocational school crafts that they can sell. We're going to have the recycling center making crafts there to sell. I'm just trying to get as many different avenues of income as possible. And hopefully 1 or 2 or all of them will really start to generate some funding so that we won't have to ask people for money. I mean, I'm tired of asking people for money. It's tiring. I mean, I don't really like it. I've never had to ask anybody for anything. I've always just done whatever I want to do myself. And I think I borrowed money once from my mother when I opened up my business. And actually, when we moved the business, we had already been in business for like 4 years. And when we moved to a larger location, I borrowed money from my mother and I paid her back every penny. I don't like to ask people for money. It's like, ugh. But I'm doing it for the kids. I'm doing it for Chipatso. You know, I feel like I have to. So I'm doing it for this, but and eventually I don't want to anymore. That's my goal, is to get away from doing that and to just have it pay for itself, have it pay for the mothers working here, have it pay for the kids in college. That's the end game. And to have the college kids pay us back as well, and to put money into the program when they get good jobs. That's my other goal. And I've told them all, they all know that, and I haven't seen anything yet. But they're putting in their time. They've all put in their time. It needs to be self-sufficient. It has to be. To have any kind of long-term success, we have to be self-sufficient. You cannot depend on people. You have to be able to do it yourself. Even for the food, the farm needs to be self-sufficient. We have to get Kasangha water so that we can have our own maize. We cannot be dependent on maize prices because they are just fluctuate. And they, you know, it went from, I think, $35 up to $95 at the end of the season when nobody had maize. It just went up and up and up, and that just increased our costs. You know, it's difficult for us to function if we are, you know, at the mercy of people who are selling product. You know, you can't. We have to produce it ourselves. We have to grow our own food, all of it at some point. So that's another goal, is to be able to grow our own food for everything. Yeah, you guys don't realize. I mean, it's expensive. Last year was not cheap. And probably, you know, and then I'm out of pocketing whatever is not being sponsored, then, you know, I'm putting in the extra money there too in the nutrition center, not just, you know, paying for all this other stuff. I'm also, you know, paying for that. So it's a lot, and, you know, it needs to be off of my plate. It's getting more and more off my plate as we grow and as we get more sponsored, as we're getting more donation. You know, it's starting to get a little bit more and more of it. But, you know, we lose sponsorship. We have 5 kids that don't have, one that doesn't have sponsorship for education, and 4 that need sponsorship for education. And I think it's 3 that need it for nutrition. So sponsors are always coming and going. You guys don't even realize, like, behind the scenes, you don't see the daily, you know, struggles of, you know, trying to get these kids sponsored again or find new sponsors and, you know, all that. So until we get other sponsors, I'm then, you know, paying for kids. Luckily, we have a few people here on TikTok that are paying without sponsoring a specific kid. So that helps to cover some of that cost, so it's not all on my plate. So we do have a person that has a floating sponsorship that they pay every month for nutrition, but it's not for a specific kid. So that helps a lot. You know, everything helps. Unique, but I'm not recommending her as to get an educational sponsorship. So, but she still needs an education sponsorship, but it's kind of like an iffy thing right now. She did well in her other classes in the program for, you know, the Chipatso tutoring. She did well in all of her other classes, and she got a D in my English class. So, and she was supposed to show up here to be in English again during our break, and she has not shown up for 3 days for my class. So she's on my naughty list, and I can't in good conscience recommend her as someone to sponsor. I just can't do it. Angela and I had a big discussion just like an hour ago. That's it. And I think it's time to put her in the public school, even though she's without, you know, sponsorship. It's like, you know what? Maybe it's just not worth me struggling to try and find her. First of all, she's 17 going into 7th grade, and she's 17. So that's an issue there. So it's always more difficult to get sponsorship for older kids, and especially if they're still in elementary school, then it becomes even more difficult. So it's like, if I'm gonna fight, like for Fraser, I would fight for him to get sponsorship for whatever, nutrition, whatever for Fraser, because he's number 2 in his class. He's 16 in 6th grade, but he's number 2 in his class because he works his ass off because he really wants to do well in school and never had that opportunity. So for Fraser, I'd fight for him all the way. Innocent needs sponsorship for nutrition, so I'm fighting for him to get sponsored, even though he's 46 in his class, but he was like, you know, 65th, and then he just pushed it really hard the end of the year and moved up a whole bunch of slots in standing for school. So I'm going to push for him to get sponsorship. But for someone who's not really trying, especially in my class, that's what I was telling Angela, like, if you're going to put in effort in any of the classes, it should be in my class, because you want me to be on your side to push for you to be in the program, right? I mean, that was like kind of not too smart on her part. Now, if you want anyone to be on your side to get you sponsorship, it's Mama. Because I'm not going to push for some kid who's like lackluster about English. And English, they need English probably more than the other classes, because she's not going to understand. That's why she was failing 7th grade. She failed her first semester of 7th grade. We took her out and put her in the tutoring program. She got a D in the tutoring program because she didn't try. She didn't care. She was like, didn't participate, she was just, did terrible on the tests. So that was her last chance to prove to me that she wants to be in the program. That was it. Mike failed out. He did not want to go to Chipatso school, and he was failing English, did not want to go. Oh, he was failing math. We gave him the opportunity. I said, we can take you out. You can go through our tutoring program and do better in math and go repeat 7th grade. He refused to do it, and he failed math, so he's not in the program. He's out. I've applied for grants for irrigation. I've applied for 2 grants, so we're waiting to hear back. It's not about windmills. We need to get a pump to the lake and pump water from the lake. That's how they get water to the areas outside the village. You need pumps and pump water. It could be a solar pump, or you need a solar system for the pump, but it's a pumping system. I mean, it does get windy here, but it's not all year. It's just like certain times of the year it gets real windy, and then other times it's not windy at all. There's a breeze. There's always a nice breeze, but it's not like, I don't think enough wind to power a windmill. Not here anyway. There's a movie about a boy that invented kind of like a windmill system. It's a Malawian kid. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the movie. It's a really good movie. But it wasn't here in Cape Maclear. It was in another town somewhere. Yeah, so she'll go to public school, and then you know what? If she really wants to be in the program, she can try really hard and do well at the public school. That's it, yeah. She can do really well at the public school, and then I will push for her to get a sponsor for high school. There's no shame in that. I told Angela, I was like, there's nothing wrong with that. Angela's sister went to the public school. Brave went to the public school. Angela and Kim went to the public school. So she can go there and do well there and get accepted to a good high school, and then I'll find her a sponsor. I have no problem doing that at all. None whatsoever. And that's even Caribou. He didn't do well. He was out of the program, but now maybe we'll see. If he did well and got into a good school, then I will work with his old sponsor to possibly get him sponsored again. Of course, I'm going to help them. I have no problem helping the kids. If they deserve to be helped, I'm here to help them. That's my job. And I take it seriously. I also take seriously if kids are not trying and don't really care. Like, if they don't care, I don't care. That's how I look at it. If she's not putting in effort, why should I put in any effort to get her sponsored? Why should I put in my effort? But yeah, the pumps are expensive. I forgot what Kim paid for the pump, for our pump that we have now. But if we really, for the Kasangha project, that is major. That's going to need a giant pumping station. It needs pipes going out to, and oh, Janelle, were you the one, did you see what the distance is as the crow flies? I think it's a mile, you said? Or a mile and a half? It's not that far. If you're by car, it's a couple miles, but if you're just going a straight shot, just we got some pipes going straight to the lake, maybe a mile, I think you said? I can't remember. I know you just checked. And so it's, you need pipes and you need a giant pump because it's a distance. And what we plan on doing is providing water to the farms next to us. It wouldn't just be like only, Aaliyah and her project get water out in Kasang. No, it would be a major network of pipes going out to the other farmers right there. Oh, 3 miles. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I knew that. So 3 miles by road, but I thought you checked to see, or I thought somebody checked and told me it was maybe a mile? I can't remember. A mile and a half, maybe? So it's a little bit of a distance. But if it's comes to us, it should go out to other farmers. Yeah, that's what I think. And there are a lot of farmers out there, people that could really use the water. I mean, that whole landscape could completely change. Completely. We could provide so many jobs for people there if there was water. There's a whole village called Kasangha, and it's I don't know how many people live in Kasangha. I'm not sure the numbers, but it's extremely, extremely rural and very, very poor. Very poor. But wow, can you imagine if they had farms and could grow things and be able to sell their products? I mean, that would just change that entire area there completely. Even if it just went to like maybe 10 farms, 5 to 10 farms, well, that would be wonderful. That's my goal. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And if we get grants, then that's what I've proposed. I already have the proposal written up. We had somebody come out here that was working. He's the irrigation specialist for the UN. I met him somebody that was working with him on the plane when I went to go meet my mom and my brother when we went on that trip in March. I met a guy who's working on projects for Japan here in Malawi. And he said that he knew this guy that was an irrigation specialist for the UN. USAID was paying for all them. So half of his crew, they all lost their jobs, but he's still working for the UN. And he came out here. I paid for his gas. It cost me like $80 for his gas. And then he came out, spent the whole day with Kim, walked around here to see the situation here for our farm, and then Kim drove him to Kasanga and evaluated that area and what could be done there. And he wrote up this whole thing about what we need, you know, how much things are going to cost. He wrote up everything, so I have it all done. That's what I submitted for the grants. So we're ready. I mean, you know, we have the info. I have to send that to the other to these other people too. I have a lot of things I have to do that I forgot to do. But anywho, so that's the latest of what's going on here. The dogs are exhausted from their bath. They struggle getting bathed. They do not like it, and they are wiped out. Look at that. He's conked out. So tired. A rough life. Who knew getting a bath was so much work? All right, folks. Well, that's about it. Thank you for joining. Thank you for following if you're new to the page. You want to see what else is going on here? There's always something happening here at Chipatso. Always. So I'll see all of you guys later.